NTS World's trending international news, latest astrology prediction, latest horoscope. Let's begin. Benefic and Malefic. Some important things you should know about Benefic and Malefic planets. Dec. 10, 2021 Astrology, NTS, top world's news. Functional Benefic and Malefic planets for each. Ascendant Benefic and Malefic. Benefic and Malefic. Natural Benefic planets can't be viewed as benefic for every one of the ascendants. In Indian astrology, the ascendant ordered the benefic or malefic aftereffect of planets. In that capacity, Jupiter, Moon, and Venus, viewed as regular benefic planets, can assume part of malefic planets. Sun, Mars, and Saturn were known in any case. Malefic can give positive outcomes. Rahu and Ketu consistently go about as utilitarian malefic for every one of the ascendants. The rule administering a beneficial benefit are utilitarian malefic. Planets for a specific ascendant can be broken down as under beneficial planets rule the responsibility for a house for that ascendant, for example, 5th and 9th house, and yet such a world ought not to have its Multrikona sign in 6th, 8th or 12th house. Planets that are well disposed to ascendant should likewise be viewed as useful benefic. Additionally, the planet ought to be viewed as functional malefic just when he involves the responsibility for 8th and 12th house. Master of ascendant is constantly viewed as the most useful benefic planet even though the other indication of ascendant is put in the 6th or 8th house for Aries, Scorpio, Taurus, and Libra ascendants. Aries and Libra ascendants have their moon tricona sign in first place. Of outline, Mars and Venus ought to be viewed as more favorable for these descendants. The planet's situation and strength ought to likewise be dealt with before showing up at official choice. For Aries ascendant practical benefic, Mars, Sun, Jupiter, and Moon are useful benefic. Jupiter is the most beneficial being the master of tricona. Mars is benefic being the master of ascendant. Sun, being master of tricona, for example, the 5th house, and Moon, being master of Kendra, is cordial with the ascendant lord. Useful malefic. Rahu, Ketu, and Mercury. Mercury is generally malefic, being the ruler of the 3rd and 6th house. Nonpartisan. Venus and Saturn for Taurus ascendant utilitarian benefit. Saturn is the most useful planet for the Taurus ascendant. He oversees two propitious places of the diagram, for example, 10th and 10th house 1 tricona and 1 Kendra. As such, Saturn can be considered as Rajokarik for Taurus ascendant. Altogether, Venus and Mercury are following benefic planets, yet these two planets don't give as good an outcome as Saturn does. Useful malefic. Rahu, Ketu, Moon, Mars, and Jupiter are practical. Jupiter is the most malefic planet as he claims the 8th house and has its Multrikona sign put in that unbiased. Sun for Gemini ascendant practical benefic. Venus is the most benefic planet for Gemini ascendant as he is the ruler of tricona and agreeable with the ascendant master. Saturn is another valuable benefit as he possesses the 10th house and is put in his Multrikona sign. Practical malefic. Rahu, Ketu, Mars, Jupiter, and Sun are utilitarian malefic planets for Gemini ascendant. Mars is the absolute most malefic master of the 8th and 11th house among every one of these. Unbiased. Mercury and Moon. However, Mercury is an ascendant master, yet due to Kendra Adhipati dosha, he ought to be considered impartial. For Cancer ascendant utilitarian benefit. Moon and Mars are exceptionally propitious and most practical benefic planets for Cancer ascendant. Moon is the ruler of ascendant and Mars is master of the 5th and 10th house, i.e. 1 Trikona, and 1 Kendra. Utilitarian Malefic. Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury are malefic. Practical planets. Jupiter has its Mul Trikona sign in the 6th house, Saturn in the 8th house, and Mercury in the 12th house. Neutral. Rahu, Ketu, Venus, and Sun for Leo. Ascendant utilitarian benefit. Sun, Mars, and Jupiter are practical benefic planets for Leo. Ascendant, the master of ascendant and Trikonasana. Utilitarian malefic. Rahu, Ketu, Moon, Mercury, and Venus. Neutral. Saturn for Virgo ascendant useful benefic. Venus can be considered the most practical benefic planet for Virgo ascendant. Useful malefic. Rahu, Ketu, Moon, Mars, and Jupiter. The most useful malefic planet is Mars, the master of the 3rd and 8th house. Neutral. Mercury and Sun for Libra ascendant applicable benefit. Saturn, Venus, and Mercury. Saturn is the most valuable benefit because of his responsibility for the 5th house, such as Kendra and Trikona. Saturn as Rajokarik here. Utilitarian malefic. Rahu, Ketu, Sun, Jupiter, and Mars. Mars can be thought of as a gentle malefic. Neutral. Moon for Scorpio ascendant utilitarian benefit. The most useful benefic planet is Moon as he is the ruler of the 10th house, a Trikona. The following planets are Jupiter and Sun. Utilitarian malefic. Rahu, Ketu, Mercury, and Venus. Neutral. Mars and Saturn ought to be viewed as impartial. For Sagittarius ascendant practical benefic, Mars. Mul Trikona sign Aries is set in the 10th house. Thus, Mars is a healthy benefic planet here. Likewise, Sun, the ruler of the 10th house, additionally gets a similar honor. Utilitarian malefic. Rahu, Ketu, Mercury, and Venus are useful malefic because of their possession. Venus is generally malefic. Neutral. Moon and Jupiter for Capricorn ascendant utilitarian benefit. Venus is the most practical benefic planet being master of 5th and 10th houses, for example, 1 Trikona and 1 Kendra. Arranged by diving, Mercury and Saturn are the following benefic planets. Useful malefic. Rahu, Ketu. Mars is the most malefic planet close to the Moon. Neutral. Sun and Jupiter for Aquarius ascendant useful benefic. Venus is the most beneficial planet for Aquarius ascendant. The following one is Saturn because the Mul Trikona sign falls in ascendant. Practical malefic. Rahu, Ketu, Moon, Mars, and Jupiter. Neutral. Sun and Mercury for Pisces ascendant functional benefic. Moon and Mars. The Moon is the most practical benefic planet. Functional malefic. Rahu, Ketu, Sun. Venus and Sun. Venus is generally malefic. Neutral. Mercury and Jupiter. Please like and subscribe NTS blog.